I actually thought Dillon Gabriel played well. I know he made one pass that he'd like to have back. According to people who I trust who know football, he shouldn't have thrown the pass. Now, was there other stuff going on that play that wasn't good? Yeah. Two receivers in the same spot, two defensive backs there. Deontay Johnson was past the ball. It wasn't on him. Ball was behind him. It was in front of the tight end. And
Johnson got pushed. Isn't that what
it looked like it?
Yeah.
Bottom line, he shouldn't have thrown the pass, but he did.
Rookie mistake? Would you say that?
No. What I would say was miscommunication and confusion on the play. And with that said, he just shouldn't have thrown it. Will he throw it next time? Probably not. Throw it away. Shedeur Sanders did a similar thing. He threw a ball that hit the defensive back in the shoulder. Remember that one?
Yeah.
So, but the guy didn't catch it. So, should Shedeur throw that pass? No. Will he throw it next time? Probably not. I thought both Shedeur in game 1 and Dillon in game 2 did some really nice things. And I was left intrigued by both guys. I thought the offense looked better with Dillon Gabriel. Just looked like it was operating a little more smoothly, a little more efficiently. But he was involved in 2 plays that didn't go well, turnovers, and Shedeur was involved in 2 plays that were touchdowns. Terrific. And I'm just left intrigued by both guys. And I think, Andy, for us to sit here and say who looked better is silly. And I mean anybody to sit here and say who looked better is silly. 2 young guys in their first games both looked intriguing enough that I want to see more.
I especially on the touchdown pass, Shedeur Sanders to me looked extremely confident inside that red zone, and so that to me that was important. I think Dillon Gabriel throws a better ball, but for whatever that's worth, Sanders.
I agree with that.
Sanders has a way of getting the ball to the guys. Does it have to be perfect? No, and sometimes you see quarterbacks that throw the ball too hard, and guys have trouble catching. I think the Browns and we've seen plenty of quarterbacks like that here. That there's no touch or finesse on the ball. It's just zip, zip, zip as fast as you can, and sometimes that doesn't work. For Gabriel, I just thought that the offense just had they had a rhythm to themselves. They had a swing. There was something about the cadence or just the way they were moving the ball up and down the field. And there was no hesitation. He was in the zone early on in that game, just getting the team down the field and putting together drives. And I
love the third down plays.
Yeah.
I mean,
really what was he 4 for 4 on the first drive? And third down?
He played well. And then he made a bad throw.
Yeah. He was able to, and I was looking for the height problem and it wasn't blaring. Were you looking for it? Were you looking for him being small, but like short?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either. Mm-hmm. It's funny because when you see
Tyler Huntley had a couple of passes batted down. Dillon didn't. I mean, he's small, Andy. I mean, he's not a big tall guy, but I thought he threw the ball well, and I thought he did a nice job. And I thought Shedeur did the same thing. I thought he threw the ball well in his start. So I'd say more.
I also thought about this too when I was talking to Tyvis on the pregame show Saturday. And for all the times that we want to say, well, I wish the quarterback 6'1", I wish the quarterback 6'2", whatever. If you're a defensive back or you're a linebacker and you happen to check back on the line, it may be to your advantage. And again, this might be crazy, but it might be to your advantage if you're shorter as a quarterback. Because if they're trying to read a quarterback and you can't see him, and you're able, and then the quarterback finds a hole. I was trying to find a way around that.
Let's go with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tyvis looked at me. No. Tyvis gave me a good answer. I'll ask him again at 1:00 if you want to hear the answer. Thought he gave me a great answer. Again, if you're looking to see which way the ball coming to the right side, it's coming to the left side. If you can't see the ball, what are you doing?
Well, okay.
I was looking for a positive, Jeff. Okay. I can see your sarcasm there.
Well, no, I mean, if you have to deal with what you have,
right?
And he has the fact that he's not 6 foot tall, so he has to try and accentuate other aspects of his game and try to play to his strengths. And one of them might be deceit. Can I be deceitful when I'm going to throw the ball? Maybe. I mean, guys
defenses come to the line and are deceitful all the time. They show one thing but end up doing another, or they come up and they give you the initial look, before they say hike, and then boom, they change, and so you get a different look. It's the same thing on D.
Did either one of these guys of the rookies leave you thinking we have this year's starting quarterback? Because they didn't leave me feeling that way. Right now, I'm going Pickett or Flacco.
Yeah, I'm still going Pickett or Flacco, but I think they're on the right. They're on the right road to getting there.
Yeah,
like I think either one of those guys could. They could, either one could be on the right road. Again, I'll go back to what we said before the first preseason game of the year. Like, how are you really judging what you see? Is it real? Is it not real? You're going up against Carolina's first team for one series, and then you're going up against the Eagles' second teamers, but the Eagles have a ton of depth on the defensive line. So now you're like, how do I read this? How does this play? And I think we're sitting here trying to judge. I think the real question becomes, if the Browns want to keep 3 quarterbacks instead of 4, do they feel like they have 2 guys that could step up if they wanted to trade Kenny Pickett, if they wanted to trade Joe Flacco? That, nothing would surprise me at this point. I don't think they're going to, but if somebody came in and made an offer for Flacco and they were like, oh, well, maybe we'll trade Flacco. I don't think they're in love with either one of the veterans. I shouldn't say that. I don't know that they're in love with Joe Flacco long-term in love with. I think for this year, if they want to have the opportunity to win, I think
why do we have
feel
to be in love with football players?
Because that's the way it is. That's how you become the franchise player. You know what I'm talking about, how coaches love certain players over other players. Why some players work in some systems and don't work in others.
Love is a big word, Andy.
Oh, it is, Jeff?
I think we use it too frequently.
We do? Really?
It needs to be saved.
Well, so
that's someone special.
Really? And Jeff, if you're thinking about someone special this holiday season, go to my friend Josh Bookman Insight. Oh.
Yeah, because Labor Day is the perfect time to get engaged.
Well, we're all... Never mind. I was going to make a joke about labor. Jeff, give me the biggest points that you got out of this preseason game. And I want to hear from you guys too. 216-474-0092. And by the way, a little bit later in the show, we'll get into what he said to Aditi Kikabala about entertainers. We'll get into that a little bit later in the show. But Jeff, just give me your overall.
I did. I'll give it to you again. I thought Dillon Gabriel looked like a guy who had been there, done that.
Beyond Dillon, though. I just kind of...
Oh, the entire team?
Yeah, or you can go offense and defense if you want to. I don't care.
I think Jamari Thrash has a chance to make some plays for this offense. And I can't wait to see somebody in the running game who looks like they want to be a running back.
Well,
the running game, and they ran the ball real well. As a team, they ran the ball well. I think Amani Marshall looks okay. I just thought, okay, I really want to see a Nick Chubb, Andy. I want to see a guy who's like, wow, okay, that's the guy. And I think they did a nice job running the ball, which I think bodes well for the whole entire team, if you want to know the truth. Because they ran the ball well without Quinshon Judkins, without Dylan Sampson, without Nick Chubb. I thought they ran the ball well.
I thought Pierre looked good.
I like Pierre. I think he did a nice job.
Pierre, 13 carries, 89 yards.
Yeah, I thought he did a nice
Amani
job.
Marshall, 6 carries, 25 yards. Even Larvidan had 16 yards on the ground. I like Gage Larvidan. I hope they have a spot for him now. I think he's pushing. Do they have to keep 6 wide receivers to keep him on the active roster?
Yes.
And then he'd probably be inactive. I think they're at the point now where he'd have to be number 6. He's been able to do a lot of things. I understand why everyone was so impressed with him early on in practice, and we've seen it now, through 8 quarters of the preseason. I hope they can find a spot for Larvidan. I do.
I don't want to. I'm not going to worry about the 6th wide receiver.
But that 6 wide receiver,
I'm more worried about Isaiah Bond. Can you get him up to speed and on the field?
Still, he had 3 catches for 43 yards and a 26-yarder.
I think he's done a nice job, Andy. I do. But I'm not worried about him. I'm more worried about Deontay Johnson. Is Deontay going to be what he was in Pittsburgh? I wonder if Isaiah Bond joining this team means anything with Deontay Johnson's status. I'm not going to sit here and bash Dillon Gabriel because he didn't throw a touchdown but led touchdown drives. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Shedeur Sanders is the second coming of Patrick Mahomes because he threw 2 touchdown passes. They both, I thought, played real well. They did a nice job. And I'm real pleased they have both of them. I think they did a very nice job. Both of them. Both. Should he have thrown that pass? No. Should Sanders have thrown the pass that hit the defensive back in the chest or in the shoulder and he dropped it? No. But it wasn't caught. So that looked better, didn't it?
I can also understand how people see things from different angles.
Sure.
Like just like you did, just like I did, and I'm still trying to figure out what do we see from Carolina on defense, what do we see from Philadelphia on defense. I think you have to factor that in to try to come up. But at the end of the day, we're talking about 2 guys that are going to be riding the pine on Sundays to start the season.
Probably.